Alright, we're live. Can't Tell Me Nothing podcast. My name's Try.
My name's Engerson. What's good, y'all?
What's good? Make sure y'all like, subscribe our shit, and then listen to our podcast on Spotify at TCL Network.
TCEL Network.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. I usually wait to the fucking very end, and I guess that's very important. Although I kind of don't like saying that. You know how like when you watch like YouTube videos and they like are screaming at you to like, subscribe.
Well, yeah, they're doing that for a reason.
I really want to do that, but it also hurts my ego that I have to do that. I don't know why. I know I know it's kind of like you're obliged to have to do that, but I don't really want to like scream it down people's throat like, "Hey, like my shit."
But it's like almost like a mental thing. So if you keep saying it, eventually people, as they start coming across the videos more, more people are gonna start,
Because I do catch myself sometimes. I do catch myself sometimes where I didn't like it. I'm subscribed, but I didn't like the video, and then when they said it, I was like, oh, let me go up and like it real quick. So I guess it does work.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes I don't even think about liking a video until they say it.
Right.
And then I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Usually, like, even if I like the video, I don't just. I'm just watching the video. That's not even what comes to my mind to like it. But when I hear them say it, like the YouTubers in the video, I'll be like, fuck it, whatever.
And then I sometimes comment just because I guess it helps out the
algorithm.
Algorithm. My God, holy fuck! Why do we have flies in here when the windows are fucking closed?
Because it's hot as fuck outside.
No, it's not that fucking hot. It's not that fucking hot at all. Bro, it's like 80 degrees.
But it's like dry out here. It's not really humid right now.
Right. I'm a little afraid that fire season is coming, and that's not really good.
Yeah, it is coming.
Oh, last year was bad.
Yeah, you live out here where
last year was bad. Last year was like it was like Judgment Day, walking around and it was like orange, debris everywhere. I know I had to leave work and like it was bad. I don't know. I'm getting a little afraid of the California fires. I feel like every year is getting worse and worse and worse.
Now we've had worse fire seasons, like when we were younger. Yeah,
it's gone way worse since we got older, not younger.
No, I'm not saying that it's gotten less worse, but I'm saying like in the past there's been worse fire seasons than some of the ones that we had. But these have been
the last one they say was the biggest one.
No, last year was bad, but like even before last season, it was kind of a bad.
Right.
And people were saying that one was bad, but you could look back in the past and we for sure, like when we were kids, there was a couple fire seasons that were really bad, especially maybe not out this way in Anaheim, maybe more like
it's always like Topanga.
No, not Topanga. Like, well, yeah, even over there, like in the Malibu area, or like Lancaster, Palmdale, and the Antelope Valley Mountains, in the valley out there.
Or Middle California seems like they're fucked the most.
Or like Central California,
like around Santa Cruz,
it's usually not,
San Luis, and all that. They seem like they get fucked the most.
Sometimes even like out there by Santa Barbara, but it's usually out there. It's usually not this far south.
Isn't it weird that rich people tend to live where all the fires are at?
And the mudslides, yeah, because you're living in the mountains and valleys.
I know. I'm always like,
it's a lot of dry brush and all that bullshit.
So if you were a rich person, wouldn't you be like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of these fucking woods before the fires come and get my house? Because they're expensive houses.
Yeah, but that's why you get house insurance. So you can get your house rebuilt. I'm pretty sure they have enough money to get like some high quality house insurance. So they get their shit rebuilt if it gets destroyed in a fire. But what do you mean?
Like, you don't want your house to get burned down. Like,
fam, like every year in the when it's like raining season, we always hear about mudslides. It's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm afraid of houses on the hills. Like, I refuse to ever live like hills.
The rich people rather take those chances.
I would live in mountains, but like not the California hills. For some reason, those hills up there, I'm good. Fires always catch it.
Well, that's why the rich people like it up there. Well, see, up there, whenever I be like driving up there when I'm doing like Uber Eats and delivering like in Beverly Hills, like in the actual like up in the canyons in the hills, like in the Bel Air Crest, all that bullshit where you're like high up in the Sepulveda Pass. It's always signs around like it's no smoking. You can't like really. I'm pretty sure a lot of those passes have like bonfires and people smoke, but like they let you know like it's a fire hazard up there, so you can't just be like smoking, especially if you're like brushing all that.
I noticed that every time I drive like past like Calabasas and all that, there's a lot more fire station, and like
Even
for those rich areas, the firefighters will get to your ass before like other suburbs that are not too rich.
I would say maybe firefighters is like the only emergency service that comes on time. Like there's a fire, even like in the hood, if it's a fire, they'll come on time. I wouldn't even say that, but it's mainly police and like EMTs, that kind of.
Right. I don't feel like I've seen.
Will feel unsafe in
I don't feel
areas.
like I've seen enough fire station, to be honest with you. There's like usually only 1 or 2 per city. I feel like they need more than that shit.
They be in the cut.
Right. Yo, it's like it's just like a fucking warehouse with a garage and 2 sides. But big cities, I'm like, yo, you need a whole lot more of that shit.
Well, you gotta think about it. Like back home, like in Hawthorne, like the only one that's close is what? Oh no, there's 2 right there. There's one on El Segundo.
It's one by the police station.
There's one by the sheriff's station in Lawndale, and then there's the one in Hawthorne by the library.
But you know they do get calls from like other cities or neighboring cities that they like pop in and pop out of.
Because if it's like an emergency, they're close enough to drive full speed and get to like Inglewood or get to Gardena. Even though there's fire stations in those cities too, it's just like they just control like a certain area. It's not just specifically that city.
So my thing is, okay, we haven't had a big earthquake in a while.
This is a random ass topic that we just started talking about.
I know, too. But I have renter insurance, but does that cover if I get fucked over by earthquakes? Is that?
That man almost busted his ass again.
Yeah, he comes in sliding and shit.
I think so.
I don't think so. Because I need to read my shit again.
Because me and my girl, we have renter insurance as well. I think it protects you from certain. I know, like we're protected. I know from
for theft for sure.
You're protected from theft. You're protected from certain disasters because our shit flooded and we didn't have to pay for none of that. They paid for all of that.
And it's pretty cheap. Not gonna lie. Renter insurance is not bad. I don't know why like renter insurance is like fairly good amount, and then when you get to health insurance, like fucking skyrocket. Like I'm like, yo.
Well, but
sometimes
just being like base and not going. I wouldn't know if I go into details, but it's just going off of why I would think that is because I mean, a house is replaceable. Your life really isn't. So like a lot of that stuff is a little more important, I guess. I would assume that's why it probably is a little more.
But I guess when it comes to health, you probably most likely visit the doctor a lot more than they like. Then
you get your house fixed on.
Yeah, or robbed or anything like that. I get it. Yeah. But speaking about California, so I spoke to you about it, and I really want to rant about California. Just let him be. He just wants attention. So the other day I went for the first time in a long time. I think for like almost a year now. I went to Exchange LA. I'm gonna pull up the map because I want to get my like.
The hell is that?
Exchange LA. So Exchange LA is hold up here. I want to pull up the map just so I'm not like in the wrong area.
Fam, why are you staring into my soul like that? What's wrong with your dog?
I don't know. Okay, Exchange LA is just downtown. It's literally like.
Should I just open that up?
It's literally like half a mile. Or like approximately a mile away from Skid Row by the Flower District, right? And it's like it's by Pershing.
Hey, your dog is slow.
Oh my god!
I'm letting you know right now.
Can you open it for him? Yo, don't ever get a husky, people. He be wilding out. This dude just like. He's not an idiot. He just likes attention.
No, he ran straight into the thing. I seen it with my own fucking eyes.
Oh yeah, he does that shit a lot. Okay, so Exchange LA is just a club in downtown LA, right?
Oh my god, this nigga's talking about a club.
No, that's not my point. My point is going to downtown LA. That's my point, bro.
Oh, it's shitty right now.
I haven't been there in a year, and the last time it was bad. And this past weekend, it was like the worst I've ever seen. So stores are still kind of boarded up. Mm-hmm. Where the club is at, like we go to this club like before the pandemic, probably like once every other month. So I'm like very familiar with the area. Never once we're like super fucking afraid of being there until last week, where like it was not as crowded unless it was like right outside the club, but every other area is very like empty, boarded up. You can tell all the apartment homes and the condos and the apartment homes, like a lot of them are like blacked out, empty. There are a lot more homeless people. And then after the show, bro, we pull off and then going down 6th Street to approach the freeway and going home. I've never seen homeless that bad. Like bro, I was born in Vietnam, and I kid you not, that shit looked way worse than a third world country. Like worser. I told Nicole, and we just like, I hate LA and I fucking hate California. I'm not gonna deny it. I just the more I live here, the more I hate it. I wish I can leave, but it's really Nicole that I'm still here. But like just going through 6th Street, driving by like Skid Row and the Flower District and like the Little Tokyo, it's insane. Like I don't even know how, like that's like the most inhumane things I've ever seen.
You obviously ain't been over before. You went over there.
I've been to the little park before. I've been to Echo Park like maybe like almost a year ago.
You ain't been like downtown. I've been downtown like in the beginning of the pandemic. It was way worse than it looks now. Trust me, it was way worse. Yes, they they moved. I don't know what the fuck they did with a lot of the homeless shit, or homeless like encampments and stuff. But they removed a lot of it. And then a lot of shit just boarded up because it got closed down during the pandemic. So that's that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But the thing is, with the homeless, it looks that way because they're trying to move them out. So I think they kind of moved everybody all into like one section instead of them spread it out all around what used to be Skid Row.
But you know, like LA is an attraction. Like it's supposed to be like a tourist place. And like how do you like attract tourists and attract people when like your city looks like trash like all around? And it's not even just the city. It's like if you go to Venice, if you go to Santa Monica, if you go...
Nah, Santa Monica is not that bad no more. They all in Venice now.
Oh, okay. They all in Venice. Well, okay. They moved the fuck to Venice because I've been to Venice. Because I would like... Venice is fucking trash.
I stay out there in Santa Monica. I'll be like, if you go right there, what is that? When you could take the ocean?
Pacific?
Yeah, we could take the little...
Pacific Highway?
Down to PCH.
Down to the one? Yeah, down to the PCH Highway,
like, they used to be right there along that park. There used to be a shit ton of homeless people. It's not that many up there no more. Or if they're there, they're mainly like just like passing by or walking around. They're not camped out no more how they used to be.
Right.
So like in Venice, it's still kind of iffy.
But if you drive by like East LA, all the bridges are packed. Bad,
but I mean,
if you... Bro,
what they're doing, what they're doing is they're just getting them. They're trying to get them out of all the main... Outside of maybe downtown, they're trying to get them out of all the main like tourist areas. No one's going to fucking East LA if they're coming to visit California.
But from the looks of things, like I don't know how long they're gonna take to clean up LA. Because it's gonna take a minute. For us living here, we always knew LA as being dirty, but like we just didn't know it can get to this point. And like the craziest thing and the most frustrating thing about California to me is, bro, our state alone is the 5th largest GDP in the entire world.
So we should just move them all to the desert.
Like our state is bigger than like majority of countries.
That's why
as far as GDP, like growth wise. So like I just don't understand how the fuck we got to this point.
Because
like it's mind boggling how we got to this point.
Because we don't really, when it comes to like I guess creating policies and stuff that'll like I guess help the homeless in a sense. I mean, we don't really have a lot like that. Well, maybe now or so we're starting to create more, but we didn't have a lot at first. And then it also it's really the thing about homelessness. Like me and my barber, we talk about it all the time. And he'd be like, "Man, we should just take them all, and just move them to a city somewhere in the desert.
Hey, I'm down. Because fucking Joshua Tree is a big space.
Either there, somewhere in the high desert out there, going towards Vegas, somewhere going towards AZ, somewhere out there. Make a city just for homeless people, because you gotta think about it, man. Like a lot of homeless people do. I think we talked about this before. Like a lot of homeless people do want to be helped, but then
a lot of motherfuckers don't.
It's also a good amount of them that don't want to be helped, whether they're addicted to drugs, and that comes into a whole mental health situation. But still, whether they're addicted to drugs or they're just crazy. Right. Or they just don't want to be helped, and they just don't want to live by like society's rules or whatever.
And now we get motherfuckers from out of state, like alone, California alone. Yeah, but right now we get motherfuckers. From I don't know where they just flood here. The weather's great. I don't blame them, but
I seen it on the news. the other day, like maybe a couple weeks ago, I was at my barber's getting my hair cut, and we was watching ABC7, and I think they was talking about they're trying to do some program how they're trying to like get I don't know what the word is, displace all the home or remove all the homeless people and like put them somewhere else. They're trying to like if there's people that came from out of state that are homeless, they're basically trying to give them a one-way ticket back to whatever state they came from, or like do something where they kind of help them get back on their feet and then send them back to their home state, so we can like clear up some of the whatever.
But the thing with California is that like how I view California is like this rich kid, and you know the parents gave the rich kid a shit ton of money, but the rich kid don't know how to spend their money wisely at all, and it just like puts shit. It just throw money at places and think that's gonna fix things, but it doesn't really fix things. Cause like we spent so much money on the homeless people. Like I think last year we spent like almost $800 million or something like that in the wingspan of 2-3 years, and then now we're committing to another like billions of dollars for a homeless issue, and it's only getting worse. So what that tells you is money isn't the issue; it's how you allocate that. And now that was
gonna be my question. It's not the money, but what are they doing with the money?
I'll tell you exactly what they're doing.
Like, what
they're doing with the money for specifically homeless people is they use the money that they got from the federal and taxpayer and all that, and they created a whole homeless industrial complex. Basically, they got a bunch of their little fucking friends and posse and all that, and they're paying them hundreds and thousands of dollars. Bro, you look at the payroll for the people that works for the homeless, like not work for the homeless, but work in the homeless industry. Motherfuckers are getting paid like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. They're spending $164,000 building a fucking small shed that the homeless people don't want to live in because they got to follow the rules and don't do drugs at those places. So of course the homeless people ain't gonna go there because they want to do their fucking stupid drugs on the corner of the street.
Send them to somewhere in the desert where they can do all the crack they want.
But if you try to do that, then all the fucking homeless activists come out here and be like, no, where are you going? Where are they gonna live? Don't touch the homeless people.
So I'm saying, make a town and all that empty ass space in the desert. And tell them that if they want to stay homeless, they got to live here. If they want to come back to society and be functioning members and get a job and own a house or rent an apartment or whatever, then they can leave. But if they want to do their drugs and shower with fucking Dasani water bottles and dish soap in a basket.
Dasani? Oh, no, that's a bougie one. Then you got to say Aquafina.
Okay, Crystal Geyser or Arrowhead or Aquafina. That's what I meant, Aquafina.
Yeah, Aquafina.
If they want to do that, they can stay at the little big ass homeless town in the desert where they ain't got to follow rules.
See,
and they can have you can set up like medical things and like outreach programs around the towns for the people who live there and do want to try to work to getting out and becoming a non-homeless person, I guess, if that's the right words to use. But you could do that.
What you're saying right now is technically like what you're saying, and what I'm saying technically right now is like quote unquote inhumane of us. And like
to give them a whole town where they could go live if they want to be homeless.
Yeah, bro. Because there's But have you seen the homeless activists who are opposing and not allowing like the cops to come and clean out the area? Like they're fucking protesting for the homeless people to stay on the street. I
don't know.
The homeless activist blows my mind. I don't even understand why they're
just arrest them for obstructing justice and get them out the way. Because how is it inhumane if what I'm saying, I'm not just saying just go like create some little dusty like broken down town in the desert. Like, yeah, it could still be a dusty and broken down town in the middle of the desert, but I'm not saying you're just creating the town by itself. You're building build like a hospital around it, build like outreach programs, places where they could go get temp jobs, shit like that around it. So for the people that are homeless that are living in this said city, if they want to fucking leave, if they want to like start trying to get back on their feet so they could get an actual job and like move out and get their own home or get a car or whatever, start a family, they still have those resources around them. I'm not just saying just fucking stick them out in the desert and say fuck them, let them burn out there.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. But yeah, no, I get what you mean.
I don't see how that would be inhumane. I feel like that would be like the easiest. I guess maybe that's too much logic in that, but I would feel like that would be the easiest thing to do. And then you clear up the problems with the homelessness in the cities, and then you put everything out there: hospital, mental health programs, outreach programs, job training, all that type of bullshit.
But what it is
let them live.
But what it is that like people get mad if you don't give homeless people an option, but then they also get mad when the issue isn't being fixed because you gave them an option and then they didn't end up choosing the option that you're trying to provide them in the first place. Does that make sense? Like let's say we create that shit where we build something far away from all the homeless people, but you give them option like, okay, you can go or you don't have to go. And then most of them probably won't because they want to do drugs, so they're gonna stay on the street. But then it's illegal to stay on the street. But then there's people. It's like, where are you gonna kick them away if they don't have anywhere to stay but the street? So it's like, yo, like at the end of the day, like when we got to a point where it's so bad, I don't think the homeless people should have a chance anymore because whatever the fuck the government develops that's gonna help them out, I think they have to enroll in that. We're giving them too many fucking options that they're not willing to accept. And it's like costing us like millions of dollars and close to billions now. It's all our taxpayer. They haven't paid anything because they're not really a part of society. They're not paying tax.
Okay, here's my question. What are these homeless activists? So what do they think about homeless shelters and all that?
Well, okay, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and reads like articles. Some of them are okay with like the city shelters where they hold them and then they help them with drugs prevention and all that. And then what they normally do, they give out food and stuff like that. But they're not really like forcing the homeless people to like change their ways and like quit and like be a part of society again. They're not like they're really like they're really pushing something that's already offered.
I see.
Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying, but nothing is okay about being like homeless. Not to sound like a dick or nothing like that, but you shouldn't. If you want to live off the grid and do all that shit, go live in the woods and build a fucking cabin. Like, you don't have to be homeless, fucking showering in a gas station restroom, living on the street, begging for food, begging for money. There's ways you can, and that's different from the people who have mental health problems and might be on drugs or might have lost everything and they really can't get back on their feet. That's different because those people would, if you give them the help to get back on their feet, they probably would take it. So.
Right.
That makes no sense to me because you shouldn't want people to be homeless.
I think a lot of homeless activists think that there isn't help, but there is help. It's just a lot of them don't want help. And a lot of the activists aren't talking about the real root of the issue is the drug addiction, and like
that's really what it is.
It's drugs addiction and like you say, mental health. They're not really talking about that. They're just talking about where are they gonna live? And it's like, yo, like there's places that are offering them shelter. They just have to accept the rules that come with the place that is holding shelter. And so it's like it frustrates to me because like I'm a little shocked that we haven't created our own fucking virus based on like the homeless crisis that we have. Like they're fucking spreading STDs, they're spreading not
all of them, but
AIDS, and a lot of them got shit going on. All the women, not to mention the statistic of like almost 100% of the women that end up being homeless get raped by multiple men. Like, we ain't talking about that.
I guess that's
every homeless woman that I've seen got interviewed said I was once raped or seen it.
Exactly. So I don't see why they would want them to live on the street, because in these towns there could be police stations, fire stations, medical stuff built right next to these towns. Or you could put the towns like close to a city in the desert where the police in that area, like somewhere in the middle of nowhere, buttfuck nowhere, but kind of close to Barstow, so where the emergency responders can still respond.
Right.
And less stuff like this will happen. And you can, if you need, you could have police patrolling the city so they're not fucking selling drugs. And like you said, you can't really say it on YouTube, but
what?
The R word. But
what's the R word? Oh, I thought I just said that.
I don't know. I thought you said it, but anyways, but
I think I just said that.
like assaulting women, you can't you can't. They obviously that stuff's wrong, but you can make a city or like a big like area where you can have homeless people live, so they're not living on the street, where you could like send a majority of them so they could get back on their feet. And maybe that's impossible. I don't know the statistics, so I don't know how many homeless people are in California. It's probably
there's 100,000, like hundreds of thousands,
like over the 100,000. So you wouldn't be able to just put all 500,000. If let's just use that as a like base number. If it was 500,000 homeless people in California, you wouldn't be able to just put them all in one fucking area. So yeah, I get that. You would have to make a couple like these homeless cities, but I feel like that'd be a better idea than what, just picking them up and moving them and forcing them to like change their ways. If they don't want to change their ways, go let them live like a crackhead out in the middle of the hot ass desert.
Right, like just not in the streets. Like we pay a shit ton of taxes to not deal with these kind of third world. It's not even third world. It's worse than third world. Trust me, bro. I lived 9 years in Vietnam. Motherfuckers can go to Vietnam right now. I'll tell you, guarantee it shit don't look as bad as 6th Street downtown LA. It do not look that bad.
It don't look that bad. It's not like Portland.
But I guarantee you that shit look worse than most third world countries.
I'm gonna go down there tomorrow. Actually, just I gotta see this myself.
It's bad, and I went through it at like 3 a.m. My guy, 3 a.m.
Well,
they were asleep, and it was like,
well, you went there at like the peak homeless hours. This man's talking about at 3 a.m. Look, obviously.
Well, I mean, I drove there around like 10 something when I arrived, but then I drove past. Nicole was like, "Speed up, don't even stop, I'm like, it's a red light. Don't even fucking stop. Just keep on going." And then like they're crossing the street. I've been this where like I was leaving LA late. And like I gotta fucking stop and wait for a fucking homeless interaction to happen in mid street. Like I'm like, yo, get the fuck up the street. Like I don't want to run you over, but like, hey, my guy. And it always happened by the bridge, by the the famous bridge. It fucking smells like
First Street Bridge
trash there. I went droning one time and I was like, oh my god, I need to get the fuck out of here, because there was like me standing there for like 5 minutes. And looking back around, I'm like, there's 5 homeless motherfucker here, and it's just me. I'm fucking out of here.
I don't, man. When I go to downtown LA, I'm not worried about no fucking homeless dudes.
I'm not, but you know what's my worst fear?
I'd be more worried about the hoods that's right there in downtown LA, or right next to downtown LA. I'm more worried about that.
Bro, I'm not afraid of them. I'm just a small Asian guy. What are they gonna do to me?
Yeah, you Asian, I'm black.
That's true. That's true. Well, you know what my worst fear is? My worst fear is getting stabbed with a needle by a homeless person. I've literally had a nightmare. I've had many nightmares where I'm just casually walking and a homeless guy popped out the woods and fucking stabbed me with a needle. It's the worst feeling. I get so uncomfortable standing next to homeless people, and I'm sorry.
Fam, you know they're not
saying all this. I might sound like a dick and all.
I was gonna say, they more scared of you than they are of them. I was about to say like they animals or something.
Why they scared of me?
No, that's why I said never mind.
Oh, okay.
But homeless people don't really be bothering.
Man, they be bothering the fuck out of me. I've never met a homeless person who never bothered me.
I've never met a homeless person.
I live by the freeway. You don't understand.
I never met a homeless person that got violent with me. I can't walk down there
without them talking shit.
I've never met a homeless person get violent with me, even if I tell them I ain't got no money.
I met a guy who chased me. A girl.
Because you didn't give him money or something?
Huh?
Because you didn't give him money or something?
No, but I was just walking past.
Oh, he was just tweaking?
No, you know how my old house is right by the freeway? Yeah. So they live right there. And I remember going.
In the alley.
I was walking home. Huh?
In the alley. I know.
No, but like the slope. The slope of the freeway.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So you know how I have a garden right in front of my house?
Yeah, right. So on that little side.
Yeah. So the slopes go like this, and they're like always camped. So sometimes I would walk timber at night, and they'll give me shit. When I used to nigga, you got a big ass dog. I'd have been like, come do something. I'm gonna let this motherfucking husky go. I know my timber's a little bitch, but anyways, there was one time where I was walking underneath the freeway.
Timber not gonna be a bitch.
Underneath the freeway, and some fucking dude just started chasing at me. I'm like, I'm just casually minding my business. I got headphones, and then I felt like a present, and I looked back, and he's like super close to me, and he's just chasing me, tweaking the fuck out. Because I guess he's been saying something, but I had my headphones on, so I couldn't hear him. And I didn't respond, and I kept on walking underneath the freeway. And he kept chasing at me. That was one time, so I ran away. He wasn't that fast. I was like, Usain Bolt this bitch out the way. And there was another time where it was a lady, and she was like throwing shit at me.
Threw her hands on that nigga.
Because she was like, I don't know why they like kept cussing and talking to themselves, and so I was just walking by and she's like cussing. I was getting a little weird. I thought she was talking to me, so I gave her a look. As soon as I gave her eye contact, it was a wrap. She started coming at me. She started pointing. She started throwing shit at me. I was like, oh, I just thought you were talking to me, but turns out you're just talking to yourself in your own head. So
see, and that's the good thing about being black, because whenever I encounter homeless people, they just assume that. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm for sure far from this, but they just assume I'm some gang member. So,
bro, you look friendly as fuck.
No, but homeless people don't think that, especially like the white ones. They be mad racist because they be calling you all types of the hard ER and shit. But that's a different story. But
oh yeah, no, I've seen some homeless guys say
homeless people, especially the white homeless people, they for sure be assuming that I'm just like some gangbanger.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I won't say that they assume I'm some gangbanger, but
I mean, if you walking around with that red shirt at night, maybe.
But not even that, like just being black, and like they'll just assume that you're probably aggressive, so they don't really like. I've never really had a homeless person, maybe like women, but I've never really had a dude like a homeless dude get out of pocket with me or say nothing crazy or like try to fight me. I wouldn't fight him because he's dirty, but
right. I wouldn't fight him because I'm scared he's gonna stab me with the needle.
I ain't worried about getting you stab me with a needle.
Well, if he stabbed me with the needle, I gotta give up my life.
If you there's no way I can go back. I'll be cool with going to jail.
There's no way I can go back to civilization. I'm fucked. I have something.
I'll be cool with going to jail.
For what?
For murder.
Oh, if he stab you,
yeah, I'm killing him. What are you talking about? Because if I go get tested and now I got AIDS.
Nah, it's just one of those things. If I get stabbed,
HIV.
It's like a zombie movie. Or I'm like, okay, I'm turning. I once I'm stabbed, I'm like,
zombies are not real.
I'm gonna become one of them right now. Give me like homeless. 5 minutes, and then eventually I'm turning blue.
You just gonna turn homeless. Your job just gonna call you.
Bro, he's gonna stab me, and I'm like, I'm done.
Your job just gonna call you up, be like, hey, try, you fired. And then the people that own the lease on this condo be like, hey, yeah, y'all evicted. Get out right now. You think that's just gonna happen after you get stabbed with the needle?
Yeah. Bro, there's no turning back if I get stabbed with the needle. I have many nightmares like this.
Sick.
I get stabbed, and then I fucking bawled out, start crying because I'm contemplating how my life is over.
That's anxiety. See, look at mental health.
That's not mental health, bitch.
Yes, it is.
I just got many dreams about this.
Oh, mental health.
If anybody, that's just my worst fear. It's not mental health.
It's a phobia. That's mental health. You're homeless phobic.
No, don't say that because it sounds like I'm homophobic.
I said homeless.
Homeless phobic.
Not homo. See, you put your own words in your mouth. I said homeless phobic.
No, I don't like that word. I'm not against them. I'm just saying, like, yo, y'all kind of. I've ran into many issues with homeless people before.
You're a bumophobe.
Sure, let's go with that.
You're afraid.
Can we get canceled for this? Will they ban our video because they ban majority of? That's not a thing. All right.
Fuck the homeless. I mean, don't fuck the homeless. Wait, no, don't fuck the homeless. But I don't give a fuck. They gonna do the homeless people. Well,
internet.
Exactly. They gonna have internet to see.
And they gonna be in the comment like, "Hey, motherfucker, I see you.
You should be watching
where
this
you
video.
live.
If you homeless, you should not be watching this video. You should be applying to Walmart or something. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey, they don't apply to Walmart. They just show up at Walmart at 6 a.m. start shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yo, the morning a.m. homeless Walmart are the worst homeless of all time.
Oh, you don't think I know that? I used to be a cashier.
I used to work there. I had this 5 a.m. shift. Damn. I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
No, okay. I remember it was when I used to work at Walmart. I think it was.
What location? Because that matters.
I worked at the one on 190th in Normandy, the ghetto one. So
is that the? That's not the Torrance, is it?
Yeah, that's the Torrance one. The one off of Normandy. And 190. So anyways, this was after we had went out. Or no, I think we had went up to visit you guys in Oxnard.
Right.
And I had a 6 a.m. shift, so we came back that night like at 2 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Bro, I was at work so hungover, and it was just home at like 6 in the morning. It was this homeless chick in there just losing her fucking mind.
Oh, she was inside?
Yeah, inside.
Bro, you know what? I feel like...
Because there's a McDonald's in there, so she was trying to get food, and she didn't have enough money. And then she started like yelling at the McDonald's workers, and then like the dudes that stand at the door was trying to like calm her down and get her leave, and then she started yelling at them, and then we had to call the cops. And yeah,
isn't it weird when whoever works at Walmart always has a story about homeless people, but then also there's some that are cool, but then some just like are totally tweaking the fuck out every morning, and it's always the morning shift. It's morning shift that gets the morning
shift or the either the closer shift, or if you work at a 24-hour Walmart, it's the overnight shifts.
Right. No, for me, I've only experienced the 6 a.m. For me, the 6 a.m. was enough. It was the shortest job I ever worked at. I think I lasted 3 weeks. And I was like,
I hate it.
I'm off this bitch. I'm gone.
I'll never go back.
It's the worst place.
If I had to choose between selling drugs and working at Walmart, I'd probably start selling drugs.